Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Matt Damour of the Link newspaper and 99 Media. We are live here at the nighttime protest in downtown Montreal that just began at Barry Square, or Place Émilie Gamelin. We've got roughly 200 to 300 people who are already participating. There's a large police presence on the ground. So we're going to stick with it and see where this evening goes. The last few evening protests in downtown Montreal have been action-packed. The police have been quite forceful in blocking off certain intersections when they deem it necessary. And that's been met with some rocks being thrown in some instances, some windows being broken. So not sure what we're going to get tonight. So we've got a question here, il manifeste pour quelle raison? So the question here, what is the protest about this evening? So it is generally under the banner of anti-austerity. We do have a contingent from the IWW here this evening, International Workers of the World. But there's also a pretty strong sentiment that's anti-police this evening. At least that's been a lot of the rhetoric online, given the police response to the last few evenings, the last few evening protests. So right now you can hear that a lot of people are aggressively chanting anti-police slogans as we're passing by on the intersection of Barry and René Lévesque. So this is the first evening that I'm using Periscope for these live streams, a little bit of a test. Questions or comments, anything you'd like to say about what you're seeing this evening, don't be shy. I'll do my best to answer in good time. I'd say by Eric saying great job as always. Great job from the viewers as always. Love you guys. So we are now on the René Lévesque, moving eastward. Taking a right now onto Saint-Hubert off of René Lévesque. So the official start time for this evening was 8 p.m. and it started just a little while ago.
Watch that size.
Got a comment here that the video quality isn't great. I'll be honest, I usually use Ustream, and it appears just from what I'm seeing that the video quality might be a bit better than what I normally put out, but yeah, a little bit at a time. First time trying it out, so we'll see what we can do next time. But thanks for the feedback. And we're about to get some fireworks. Oh! Yep. Coming up on the intersection of Saint-Hubert and de la Gauchetière. Continuing on Saint-Hubert. You can see the police lights in the distance. Vehicles mobilizing along with the movement of the crowd. So this is actually quite similar. That was quite similar to what I've seen in the past in terms of the route that we're taking. The last few times the protesters have moved closer to the old port, down René Lévesque, when they're beginning, and then things usually heat up when the crowd comes back towards St. Catherine, and the police very much try to block them off from moving west on St. Catherine, and that's usually when things kick off in terms of tear gas and such. Saw a comment there that was close. Yeah, it usually is in these situations. Coming up on the intersection of Saint-Hubert and Vigier. And we do have riot police that are coming out quite early in the evening. So they are already hitting the shields. And the crowd is chanting right now to stay grouped together. And we do have one rock that's been thrown. So we've got some backup coming, more riot police, and the group appears to be taking a left on Vigier and staying grouped together. But we do have a large, very large riot police presence here on this intersection.
Pulls off the street.
So I think it's going to be a good idea this evening to stay off the street, stay on the sidewalk, because already the police are making their presence known, shields being bashed, and saw one rock being thrown in the direction of police, so best not to get in the way. So behind me, the riot police are maintaining their line, and we've got some police officers on bikes that are coming in to reinforce that police presence on the intersection of Vigier and Saint-Hubert. Now heading east on Vigier. How's your evening going? So the bulk of the group appears to have stayed together. We've got about 200 people out here this evening. I saw a couple of people running off at the start when the riot police came out, but they seem to have found each other, and the group is still together. It appears that the group is now taking a left on Saint-Timothée off of Vigier. Sorry for the poor lighting, that'll improve shortly. So yeah, there are police lights in basically every direction right now. Police vehicles obviously are moving around, remobilizing along with the new path of the protest. Some more fireworks. So yes, for those just joining us, if there's anything you'd like to say, questions, comments, don't be shy. Put your message in and I'll do my best to respond.
ça, c'était... a été extirpé à soir.
The pace of the group seems to be increasing a bit. People moving along a little bit more quickly as we come back towards the downtown core. So we appear to have a line of riot police officers here on René Lévesque. A lot of riot police. They've blocked off both sides of traffic. So we've got at least 3 or 4 dozen riot police officers right now on René Lévesque. I have to say I'm surprised by that. I haven't seen that much of a reinforced line of riot police officers this early in a protest. So that tells me that they're on high alert this evening. Continuing towards St. Catherine now. Chants right now, le capitaine fait la guerre, guerre au capital. No. So chanting in French that. So we got a question here from Mav saying it's a dumb question. No such thing. Don't be silly. The protest this evening. Whoa, things went dark. The lights will come back. We're just on a poorly lit street right now. So yes, the protest this evening officially is deemed an anti-austerity protest, but there's a lot more behind it. There's a large anti-police brutality sentiment behind the protest this evening, but generally speaking, it's people rallying around anti-austerity sentiments. And it would appear to me that these are mostly student-aged people that are participating. We had another explosion go off, another firework it would seem. So people are making barricades right now. So stuff is being littered on the street to block access, and we've got some tear gas is about to be fired. Or that was a rubber bullet. So we do have projectiles that are being thrown in the direction of police. Fireworks, flares, it seemed like. That was another one. And that is the tear gas that has been deployed by police eastward on St. Catherine. So we had some very, very large, what appear to be flares. And I'm just going to move back a little bit because we do have the scent of tear gas that's starting to come in this direction. And the riot police officers now appear to be changing their tactic. They're no longer holding the line. They're going to be charging in the direction of protesters. And they're also clearing this debris from the street that was laid down by the protesters to slow them down. So this is actually par for the course right now, what I'm seeing this evening in terms of the tactics that protesters said they were going to be employing this evening in terms of launching rocks, which we saw a little bit of before, fireworks, and blocking street access. So that was heavy duty, as they say. Got a comment here that there may have been a protester who knocked another streamer's phone out of his hand, and to be careful. Thanks for the heads up. Much appreciated. So we've got a large police presence here and vehicles mobilizing right now, no doubt carrying a lot of riot police officers. So quick recap what we had on the intersection there of Saint Timothée, I believe, and St. Catherine. Protesters were launching fireworks and what appeared to be flares in the direction of police officers. Officers responded by firing rubber bullets and eventually some tear gas, which I can start to feel in my eyes right now as we move closer. You okay?
Yeah, just a taste of
Nice whiff. So we don't know at this point if the main group of roughly 200 protesters is still together after that confrontation. But we are moving eastward in the direction the protesters were last seen moving, and following the police vehicles as well. That'll clear your sinuses. So as we were walking eastward, I did see another flare being lit up and thrown in the air. Not sure who threw it, but it seemed to be coming from the protesters. I can see a large police presence about 2 blocks away.
They must have went north.
Yeah,
No one further east.
I saw some people turn off. We should probably, let's take a left here. Yeah. They're coming in this direction. Are they?
Do you know what's happening?
Protest, manifestation.
Mais pourquoi? Pour qui?
Anti-Austerity.
Ah, sérieux? Je sais même pas.
Ouais.
C'est vrai qu'il y a une manip.
Ouais.
C'est des étudiants, genre?
La plupart, oui. À peu près 200.
À cause de quoi? C'était pourquoi, juste?
Anti-Austerity. You want to take a chance to go up here?
Yeah, well, they are coming this way, but I don't know why.
Yeah. So right now we're doing the familiar cat and mouse game, trying to find the protesters after a big dispersion. But again, they were not chased off by police per se. There was a concerted effort to launch fireworks and flares in the direction of riot police officers. And then tear gas was launched. We see some police officers on bikes up ahead, so we're going to move ahead. Yeah. Careful. Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely see some people on the street up ahead who are running. They appear to be protesters. So we're now coming up on the Maisonneuve. So we have some protesters here who appear to be having a confrontation with police officers. I'm going to move to the other side. So we've got a group that seems to be reconvening and forming into one larger group again. Not on the same scale as before, but more numerous than we saw just a few moments ago. So that group just ahead of us is coming back in our direction, and we've got a group of about 40 over here and a lot of police officers on bikes.
Let's go, Saba! Let's go! Go, move! Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Fuck you.
Police officers giving orders to disperse, and more riot police officers coming out of the vans.
Let's go, Saba! Let's go! Move! Move! Go!
So at this point, the police officers on bikes are really just advancing on media. There might be one or two protesters near us, but it's just photographers at this point.
Let's go, scoot you here. Sally.
Okay. So we're going to try to cut through in an alley to get closer to the action because the police are blocking access right now. Let's go. Yeah, we can see some people running up ahead. The sound of whistles, presumably from police officers that are coming up behind them. Can hear what sounds like shields being bashed. Yeah, so we do have a lot of riot police officers on the street over here. Apologies, the lighting conditions are quite poor in these less trafficked streets. We're moving up ahead here because we can hear a lot of police shouting. Apparently they went back down. Yeah. So we're going to wait for these. Apparently the protesters have moved back in that direction. So we're going to wait for the riot police officers to get out of here. Let's just go behind the van. Huh? That way, apparently. So we do appear to have at least 3 people currently being detained. They are on the ground. I can hear what it sounds like a young woman who's screaming. So we're being told by riot police not to get too close, so we're going to listen to those orders. So what we can see, we've got 4 people who are on the ground. I can hear the sound of what might be either handcuffs or zip ties being fastened. Police order to disperse. And we do have somebody being grabbed and pushed who appears to be media. So we've got one individual who's so there's a confrontation just now. A gentleman was asking for the police officer's badge number and was refusing to disperse as per police orders. And the police officer told him that if he wouldn't move, he would be pepper sprayed. And the officer did have the pepper spray out and aimed at the gentleman's face.
That's going east again? Or west?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure some of them got through there. So riot police officers continue to mobilize. They're getting back on the van here.
En vous ordonne de vous disperser. Vous devez faire face à des arrestations. Je demande de vous disperser maintenant. Voilà la première fois que vous ce soir. Sir, you have to move away from this manifestation. You understand, sir? You with the beard. It's the 3rd time I warn you. Next time I will arrest you.
So we heard that there might be some people who are moving west. So just to point out right now that all the people who are standing here are media, and they are no longer on the street where the arrests were taking place. The police did put up a line that nobody was trying to get past, but we were still being told to disperse. So we're now moving westward.
There's infiltrators went this way from police or from.
Okay.
They were attacked by a pepper spray cans. One camera, let's go.
I hope I got that video.
So we're overhearing that there's some people who have some concerns about police infiltrators who got into the protest. I haven't seen that myself. I didn't see any evidence of it, but it's not the first time I've heard this evening. A couple of people point in the direction of some individuals moving away from the march. And were identified by the protesters as possible agitators or people who may have infiltrated the protest. No. So we do have some people who appear to be in a kettle. Oh, it's okay. We can... Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Je sais pas, on vient de se tamponner en dessous du camp, mais moi j'ai le droit de sortir.
Okay, so we apparently have a kettle that's been established, and I can count about a half dozen people in it, maybe 5 or 6, but we were just told by somebody who was in there a moment ago that they were allowed to leave. Typically that would not happen in a kettle. The police don't respond to requests to be taken out of a kettle. Est-ce que vous avez demandé de sortir de la souricière?
Oui, on a demandé si on était en état d'arrestation.
Ouais.
Puis rien n'est passé.
Mais il t'a laissé sortir?
Mais moi, il m'a laissé sortir. Il m'a dit,
Okay.
tu veux sortir, sors.
Okay, so we're just being told now that some of the people in the kettle were asking if they were under arrest, and there was no answer. But a police officer apparently told this lady who was in the kettle that if she wanted to leave, she could. So that's pretty atypical for a police kettle. And we do appear to have a member of the media who's in that kettle. I cannot recognize who it is, but it does appear to be media. We have continued requests from protesters inside the kettle asking to be let out.
Moi, j'étais dans le véhicule là-bas, puis je voulais traverser. Est-ce qu'il y a une raison pourquoi je peux pas traverser ici là-bas? C'est tout gros, mais les gens, ils ne pas barrés quand on peut traverser.
So, I guess this would be an appropriate time for a quick recap of what we've seen so far this evening. So the protest started a little after 8:15 p.m. At Barry Square, or le Parc Émilie Gamelin. Things escalated relatively quickly. Once the protest got back to St. Catherine, there were some fireworks and some flares that were launched in the direction of police. Riot police officers sent off some tear gas in the direction that the projectiles were coming, and then a game of cat and mouse sort of ensued as riot police ran after the protesters. We've been trying to track them down, and we are now so it appears the people who were in the kettle have been let out, so they are walking away right now. It does appear to be one media person and a couple of protesters, but the riot police have backed off, and they're no longer kettling the group. Now being told we need to move. So that's where we are now. Things seem to be quieting down, but there may still be some pockets of protesters. We'll try and determine that shortly. If there are any questions, comments, anything you'd like to say about what's happening this evening, please don't be shy. Go ahead and put in a comment, and I'll try to respond. I don't think so. So we do have a helicopter overhead. Not sure if that's media or police.
Go towards that area? It doesn't work that way, though.
Yeah, they're just circling.
Yeah, you got stacked.
Yeah. East down to down.
question here, protest about what? So just to recap, this was on paper and on social media, it was labeled an anti-austerity protest in downtown Montreal, organized by different militant groups, student groups, and I think there was a contingent from the IWW, the International Workers of the World. It was a group of roughly 200 to 300 when we began at around 8:15 p.m., but the numbers dwindled a little bit. I saw something that I had not seen before in a protest. You'll sometimes see a couple of fireworks being shot off, potentially in the direction of police, but the kind of flares and projectiles that we were seeing this evening in the direction of police was kind of unprecedented as far as my observations in the last few months covering these protests. And the police very swiftly responded to that action by the protesters by launching tear gas in their direction. So right now we're looking at the aftermath. We have a couple of people who were kettled by riot police officers and were let go about 10 minutes later. I'm actually going to go in the direction of those individuals to try and get more information about why they were being kettled and then why they were subsequently let go. Was Katie in the?
She's her leg is broken.
Oh, are you serious?
Or arm. I don't know.
Did she get hit?
Yeah, she's really teary. She's like in a lot of pain.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So we have some reports that a protester may have sustained an injury, possibly a broken arm or leg. We're not sure. So we do have some people who were in that kettle who are coming towards us. So we'll try to get more information about what happened. What happened?
She spotted with an undercover cop.
Okay.
And she called him out on it, and she was sort of aggressive, and he pushed him, like pushed her.
Okay.
Real hard, and she hurt her knee or something, and her hand on the other side.
Okay, so possibly her hand and her knee are injured? Is she the one who's being taken on that? Okay, so we just saw...
I'm worrying about the activists that with her. I don't know if they're going to arrest her. She's alone.
So what we're hearing right now from somebody who was in that kettle, did they explain to you why they were letting you out of the kettle?
Because they didn't have any reason, I think.
Okay, but they didn't say so? They just sort of moved...
If you want to go, you can go.
Okay, so that's what we heard before. We had one protester who left the kettle who said that the police just sort of let her through, and that's what we're hearing happened with the remaining 5 or 6 people. Hold on, what's going on? Okay, she's messaging you?
No, that was earlier.
That was earlier? So
that's exactly 10 minutes ago.
A couple of minutes ago, some minutes ago, we overheard some chatter that there were possibly some undercover police officers who had infiltrated the protest, and I heard that from a couple of different people who were sort of pointing out and identifying people that they thought may have been undercover. And we're hearing now that one of the protesters, sort of a prominent protester who's known to many people, may have at one point identified somebody that she thought was an undercover police officer, and that she got, that she vocalized this. And again, we didn't see any of this. It's coming from somebody who was in the kettle, but they're basically saying that she outed somebody that she thought was an undercover police officer, and that person responded aggressively and may have taken.
No, she did. I saw it.
You saw it yourself?
She did. Sorry.
Was it a shove or a hit, or so he shoved her?
Yeah, sorry.
And she fell over?
She fell on her side, yeah.
Okay.
There's a girl in there.
Yeah. So I'm hearing from an eyewitness who was in the kettle that he's confirming that this protester who identified a potential undercover police officer, or at least she thought it was, outed the person, pointed them out, and that this individual got agitated and shoved the protester, and that she fell over and may have potentially injured her leg or knee, and also her hand. That's what we're hearing right now. Again, did not see that myself, but it's coming from an eyewitness. So I'm going to have a quick look around. We'll try to establish whether or not we're going to keep moving around, seeing if there are any protesters left, but I'm guessing that they've dispersed. There may be some small pockets left, so we'll walk around for a little bit. Join us, won't you? It's a lovely evening for a stroll. Isn't it, Willie Wilson of the Link newspaper? Did you get a... Okay, so we do have a shot of the of the person being taken away in an ambulance, so we're going to be following up on that and trying to get to the bottom of exactly what happened. How'd she look?
Very, very bad.
Yeah. So the guy was...
Police officer in there.
Well, that's the eyewitness. Like I was saying before, I heard a couple of people over the evening say that there were possibly undercover police who had infiltrated the march, and the eyewitness who saw her getting shoved says that this protester identified what she thought was an undercover police officer, that he got really agitated and shoved her, and that he saw this himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting to get to the bottom of that. So we've got a lot of police vehicles that are still circulating around around the area where this has all gone down. So yeah, as we're moving around, this would be an ideal time if you have any questions, comments, anything you'd like to say about what you've seen this evening. Don't be shy. Send me a message and I'll do my best to answer. I'm probably going to be ending the stream soon. I don't know if we're going to be catching up with anybody else this evening, but I'll stick with it for a little bit longer. And for those of you who joined me this evening, thank you very much. I'll do the plugs. Check out the linknewspaper.ca and 99media.org for more coverage of all things protests and otherwise in Montreal and beyond. And follow me on Twitter at Madamour. My handle should be readily accessible. What do we got? Hold on. Just having a look at a message here that was sent. In the ambulance? So I was just shown a message. The young woman who was allegedly assaulted and was taken away in an ambulance is messaging one of our journalists, saying that it was an undercover police officer who may have assaulted her. So we're definitely going to be following up on that. So yeah, we saw quite a bit of action this evening. Got kind of hairy with the fireworks and flares. Those were big. Those were they definitely were. Willie Wilson of the Link newspaper pointing out that the aim being employed by the protesters as they were firing off these flares and fireworks was
one of the fireworks went off right in between a guy's legs.
Hey man, I got
must have blown up right into his gooch.
Yeah, I got popped with a firework in the back of the leg once, and that was not fun. So I can understand that. But yeah, they were being fired right at the riot police officers. So I'm curious if they were practicing for that. We continue to have a helicopter overhead. My guess is that's a police chopper. So yeah, any last minute questions or comments, put them in there. I'll do my best to respond. But if I don't come across any pockets of protesters soon, I'm going to be shutting it down for the evening. But thank you very much for joining us, you lovely, lovely people. Yeah. You gonna go see that new Star Wars, Willie?
No.
No?
I'm not a Star Wars fan.
No?
Unless my sister, one of my family members really wants to see it.
Yeah.
And they'll pay for it. And they'll pay for the butter.
They'll pay for the whole...
extra, or whatever they put on top of that.
The oil-based oil-based topping product. Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes just like butter.
Put that on the popcorn. Sure. We had a comment here just a moment ago saying from Shutterbug, I think it was, saying that people are looking into the incident that I was describing before. So just again, full disclosure, I saw the kettle, but I did not see the alleged assault that preceded it. But we did have an eyewitness who was inside the kettle, who said that a protester spoke up and said that she had potentially identified an undercover police officer who had infiltrated the protest, who was dressed up as a protester but was actually a cop. And apparently this person who was the target of the accusation would have shoved her some moments later, and that she would have fallen over and hurt her leg in her hand. That is the description that was given to me by an eyewitness. I didn't see it myself, but definitely something worth following up on. Coming up on the intersection of Amherst and St. Catherine, we do have some police vehicles, but no riot police on the ground. Can't see any protesters. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a show. That'll be the ball game. Yeah. So if we come across anything else, I'll come back online. I'll tweet something about it, and we'll see what's going on. But for right now, no riot police, no protesters, so... Thanks, Willie. Last minute questions or comments, go ahead. T-minus 1 minute to stream down.